Hi, good day to our viewers. Of course, it's Pinasia Media once again, and we're in front of your screen, and we're doing the Exercise Your Rights Alberta for 2017, and in behalf of the DJ Lou, and I got the backside is DJ Randy. My name is DJ John, and this is Pinoy Hour. And of course, we're sending you our local candidates for Ward 13. Of course, none other than our special guest today, Madam Celi. Sherissa Celi. Good day, madam.
Good day.
And thank you for having us. So we're just going to ask, of course, as we normally do with our other guests, we would like for you to introduce yourself to our audience. And who is Miss Celi?
Okay, well, thank you very much, John and Lou, and thanks for coming to Calgary just to interview me. My name is Sherissa and I'm running for City Council here in Ward 13. So who's Sherissa? I am married and I live here in Ward 13 since 2008, specifically here in Evergreen. I came to Canada in 2004 and I started working with Calgary Catholic Immigration Society since then. And in 2006, I became directly involved with the communities, and so I was promoted to become the coordinator for the Immigrant Senior Services and the Legal Education Services. So I'm more involved with the immigrant seniors since 2006. And prior to coming here, I graduated with Bachelor of Accounting and Bachelor of Laws from the University of the East. And also I have this legislative background, being the Department Legislative Liaison Specialist from the Department of the Interior and Local Government. So it's kind of nice with my legislative background and my community work here. I believe that I can be a good representative and a good voice of the people in the City Council.
That's a very impressive resume. Like our honorable guest, Madam Sherissa said, it's always good to have somebody who knows their stuff and whatever is needed for the council and also for the respective constituents. Now, having said that, what's your primary focus and platforms if and when you get elected into office as the representative of Ward 13 for the council?
Okay, if and when elected, okay, first and foremost is I would like to say no to the annual property tax increases. It's been very, very, it's actually a burden, especially to low-income families and just regular homeowners, just like me, right? It's not easy to pay increases annually. So I believe that if we can just change the mindset of the council to spend wisely and spend money more on essential services, then we can have this what you call a stable tax rate, and hoping that we really don't need to increase property tax every year. And then I also believe on this meaningful consultation, that before a project is implemented, people should be consulted. Of course, not everything though, but those that are affecting directly the community, they should be consulted prior to the implementation of the project, not after the project is implemented. And having said that, since I am a community worker, I also believe in the importance of a community center. Here in Ward 13, there's just maybe a couple of community centers, and we are 10 communities. We have over 30,000 dwellings here. What is the population here? Just for the electors, we are already 50,000, and yet, there's only one, and they're very, very fortunate that they have this community center here in Evergreen. There's none in Bridlewood, there's none in Somerset, there's none. So it's really nice if there is a place for people to meet and gather and have this meaningful consultation. And hoping also, if I win, I know if you are familiar with this fair entry program, we have this fair entry program. And this is really good for low-income families and also for seniors. There are various programs that's catered for seniors, because I really deal with seniors, so I have this, what you call this, concern for them.
Sure.
with this fare entry program, specifically the access to transit, they've been saying that now the basis for this eligibility is this household income. It is not really fair for the seniors to have the household income considered, because if a senior is living with a daughter and a son-in-law who are both working, then for sure they have a bigger income. So they will not be falling under the bracket of the low income. So they will not be able to access this kind of low cost transit pass. And having said that, if you don't have any access to this low cost transit pass, then you will not be able to go out. Right? So for a senior not being able to go out, that will lead to isolation. Right. And so it's not really nice. So they will only rely on the availability of their son or daughter or even the grandkids to drive them around. So there is no independence. So that is one thing that I really would like to push forward to, because I have been a member of the various committees for seniors, and we have been advocating for this even before the fare entry program has been implemented. Apparently it wasn't heard, but then of course I am also happy that there are they have this what you call grandfathering. So they grandfather those who have been accessing this low cost transit pass for the seniors. But what about the new ones?
Yeah. The upcoming seniors.
Exactly. So how will they be able to? So not all seniors live by themselves. So they live with their family members. So and when you say household income, everyone inside the house who's working should be contributing to that income. So say for example, if you don't mind me elaborating this one, if a senior is sponsored by a family member, okay, the presumption is under this undertaking, the 20-year undertaking, is that you're supposed to take care of your parents or grandparents in 20 years from becoming a permanent resident. And including in that taking care of the parents is giving them the basic necessities. However, and that also includes money if need be. However, that's not what's happening. Okay? Having been working with the seniors in the past decade, that's not happening. Not everyone, not all children will be giving money for the senior to buy this and that, because they won't get any pension. Of course, if you're new, you don't really have, you cannot get money from the government, but maybe later on. But yes, in that 10-year period prior to getting this senior's benefit, what's going to happen to the senior if they will not be given any money by their children? Not everyone is lucky to receive money from their sponsors. So there is really this tendency to be isolated, and that's not really, really good. And I believe that if I will be elected, I can be a good voice at the City Council. I can be their new voice to the council. And of course, I would also like to push for the multiculturalism or the diversity of the people sitting in the council. Our color is very important also, right? So it's not that we don't like them sitting there, but it will be nice that the council members are also diverse. I know that at this point we have Mayor Nancy, okay, but then the council members are not really diverse. So hoping after October 16 or in the evening of October 16, there will be a diversified council members in the city of Calgary.
So qualified and diversified.
Of course, qualified, not just anybody. Yeah.
So like you're saying, the council should be representing pretty much the constituents of, there's like a certain percentage of this demographics. The council should be able to, to have some representation that reflects the constituents as well.
Exactly.
And
yes.
The seniors, the platform she was saying, the seniors are really passionate about it, and very specific for some of the other focuses she wants to do when she gets into office.
It's a very good high point. Like, for example, there would be someone to champion for our seniors, and of course, to take the message and take it across the right people to actually address the whole situation. It's about time. It's 2017, and I think it's the right moment to have a more diversified office. That's I guess the message there. Now, looking at that scenario, Madam, we have the Ward 13 as your area. What's the difference having Ward 1, 2 to 14, and how does that different from other areas from Calgary? Because one has a need to have a representative.
So yeah, Calgary is composed of 14 wards, and each ward is composed of several communities. In Ward 13, we're composed of 10 communities. So we have Evergreen, Bridalwood, Somerset, Shaughnessy, Shawnee Slope, Canyon Meadows, Woodland, Woodbine, Millrise, and Silverado. Silverado is the latest addition that they gave to Ward 13. And so with this community, if you have someone representing this particular communities, so issues will be addressed.
Yes.
Okay. Well, what's happening now is we have the current council members representing various communities, but are we really represented? Are the voices of the minorities being heard? And so, are they accessible? I haven't seen the incumbent, actually. I haven't seen her roaming around, at least here in Ward 13. So, yeah, I think it will be nice if a councilor in a particular ward will be very accessible to the people, to the community. So, hoping, and I am very blessed to have a strong support from my volunteers, and they know me. I've been very accessible to them since I came here, and so they're here supporting me. And I believe that I will still be the same Sherissa that they used to know in 2004 until, if ever, I get elected.
That's right.
And it's always good to have sometimes a fresh point of view. If we keep, if you keep having the old mentality, no matter how good it is, we're not going to be able to look at the different viewpoints, maybe another better idea than what we currently have now. So, that's one of the reasons why we should always look on if there's something, or somebody that will be able to bring something new to the table when it comes to the council.
Well, that's right. I mean, we're not saying that the incumbent are not that qualified, but what we're trying to point across is a new, fresh idea, a new mind on the office wouldn't hurt anything, and at least try it out. I mean, if you want change, I mean, we do. On my case, you do. You make the change. You got to have an action for that change. But yeah, that's pretty much a very good point to
being in office for over 17 years, come on. Give chance to the others also.
Sure.
I'm in favor of having this term limits. I believe that at a certain point, you really need to either level up or branch out to a different career, right? I mean, it's nice serving the people, but then also you need to consider fresh ideas. So new face, new ideas, new initiatives. So it will not be really very easy, I imagine. It will be very difficult, but then I'm going to be trying my best, and I'm now working hard in order for me to get elected in this ward.
That's a very good point.
Accessibility. So let's talk about accessibility, because one of the main reasons why constituents and voters want to go out and exercise their rights is because they want to be heard. Like some that we know are so accessible that they even give their personal email and Facebook account. We're not saying that you will be you have to do something similar to that. But
Yes.
how accessible will you be once you're in office? For example, somebody from Evergreen or another part of Ward 13 wants to talk to you about a very localized issue. How are you going to be able to respond, and what options do they have to be able to reach you?
Okay, having worked in the community for over a decade, I think my clients will be able to testify as to how accessible am I. Even if they see me on the streets, they ask questions and I answer them, right? And so, yeah, I mean, proper channeling. I mean, no red tapes.
Yes.
And if they want to message me on Facebook, I did answer several messages on Facebook. And yeah, it is nice that you are accessible, that if you have something that you would like to raise to a particular authority or a counselor, you are there. I mean,
Yes.
they won't hesitate to knock at your door. They know now where I live, so yeah, they can just knock and see. And my telephone is always open, and my seniors can attest to that. And it's not just seniors that I'm serving, okay? Don't get me wrong, because I've been working with the seniors for over a decade. It's not just that I will just be representing them. Please note that I have also been working with the newcomers, the refugees, and immigrants here in the city of Calgary as a whole. And so I actually gave presentations not just in Calgary, but even in Lethbridge, in Edmonton, in Brooks, everywhere. And so it's more of the visibility also. And it's not just the seniors. You also have the low-income families or those who just arrived.
Yeah.
And some refugees, sometimes they would ask me, how do I go about this? I need some guidelines on this. But having studied immigration way back, I was able to help in one way or another.
Right.
And gave them some directions. And so, yeah, I believe I will really be accessible to whoever will need help. And it's not just the seniors.
So everyone, pretty much everyone, like I
Yes.
guess saying everyone from Ward 13, from newcomers to long-term residents.
Exactly.
It doesn't
Even
matter.
citizens.
Yes, minorities, and pretty much everybody that's been here for from time immemorial. So that's great to know. So
So we can, well, they can approach you by person. They can approach you by social media, the Facebook.
Yes.
I can attest to that. I've been messaging Madam Celi through our Facebook, and she's really approachable. She would try to respond to you within 30-minute span. So that's
If I
one
see
channel.
If I see
So once she sees it, she would respond as soon as possible. So let's just put it that way. And I could attest to that. Like I mentioned, I addressed her, I messaged her, and that's our way of communicating, and that's why, hence this interview as we speak. So I could give you a complete testament that she would reply to you, and that's why that makes this interview possible. Yes, third is through phone. They can approach us by telephone. And she has a website, which is www.sherissa.ca.
Correct.
That's one channel again. She is pretty much all over the internet, so any questions I believe can be addressed directly to her. Like she mentioned, personally I would love, because just speaking to her on her side, I believe she addresses thoroughly and she would explain it to you personally.
If you don't mind,
Oh, not at all.
yes, if they have this personal question, I would rather have it on a private message
Yeah.
rather than addressing it in public, saying that this and
Yes, of
this.
course.
So I really would love that.
That's a request from our representative from Ward 13. So more personal, do it on a personal message or through her personally, and hopefully she would have that. She would have that respond right away, and like we're having this interview. So is there anything that they need to be reminded of? Of course, October 16 is the day.
Yeah.
advanced polling has been happening.
Exactly.
They have like conference, they have like seminars that you're going to attend this coming week, because election is next week, so 1 week to go. So
Yes, it's just 9 days to go,
9
and
days.
October 16 is here, election day. But then please, if you can vote in advance, voting advance polls, they're open until October 11, except tomorrow, which is Thanksgiving. So happy Thanksgiving, everyone. Except tomorrow, so it's open. So I really would encourage you to exercise your right to vote. If you're a citizen, 18 years old and above, even if you just celebrated your birthday yesterday, you can vote as long as you are 18 years old on the day of the election and you live in Alberta for at least 6 months. So even if you move from another city, if from Lethbridge, you just move here in Calgary, as long as you live in Alberta and you live in the ward, please vote, and please don't forget to vote Sherissa Salas for councilor in Ward 13. And tomorrow, I would just like to invite those who would like to join my volunteers to have a motorcade here in Ward 13. This will be our second. It's a silent motorcade. It's not just like the motorcade that we're doing in the Philippines.
That's right.
So we're just gonna be going around the community and saying hi and dropping off some of our door hangers. And I think it's a fun way of interacting also with them. And plus the fact that I am not really funded, and so we don't have that much money to mail all these things, right? So there's more of a personal touch with my volunteers, putting the door hangers at the doors of the electors or everyone here in Ward 13. So please, I really encourage you to go out and vote. And I believe that there is a debate in Ward 13.
Debate.
Yes, I've heard that. It's gonna be on October 13, which is next
13.
Friday in the evening, but I don't have yet all the details, and I know it's gonna be in Woodbine community. I don't know yet too many details, but hoping that I will be seeing some of those running as candidate for councilor in Ward 13. So yes, I think
That's very good. That's a good idea. Brainstorming and debate.
Yeah, and as she mentioned, she doesn't have the updated information yet. She is updated on her website, again, www.sherissa.ca. Once she has all those details, I believe it will pop up there, and invite all our constituents from Ward 13.
Yes.
So yeah, it's an open invitation. Madam Celi's here is an open door. She welcomes everyone that has a question. Please approach her, and of course, don't forget to vote on October 16. Do you have additional to
I
ask?
think that's it. She answered all of our questions, and even in details, all her platforms and vision once she gets into office through the council. So
That's right. If we miss something,
Yes.
we have an archive. This goes to our history on our page, Pinasia Media Group. Just like and add our page on our page itself. We're going to share it to a page of Madam Celi's there. So for all those in Ward 13 that has questions, you can just throw in messages there. 100% she would reply, and in our help, we would send the message across at the same time. And of course, what else are we missing? If she missed something, you can always follow up, like I mentioned, and of course she would address it right away for you. That's why she's here for Ward 13.
So final messages, ma'am, for our viewers
Our voters.
and everybody
Yes,
from what?
please, October 16 is a very important day here in Calgary, specifically Ward 13. Please go out and vote. And I am a connector. I build community, and I empower people to be at their best. So please vote for Sherissa Salas for Ward 13. Thank you.
Okay,
Thank you so much. So on that behalf, with that note, thank you, Madam Celis.
Thank you.
So with that said, we're gonna end this for today. Any questions, like I said, that's on our wall. And please watch our updates. We're still gonna come back with you today because we're here doing Calgary as of today. And yeah, exercise your rights, Alberta, and be safe, everyone.
Support local.
Support local.
Thank you.